January 1st of 2014. How time just flies by. And also, so does the weather patterns. Thanks for clicking on the national U.S. briefing, including Philadelphia, here on Weather Ranger. And let's take a look at your national discussion here. Snow in the Northeast, especially tomorrow through Saturday. And we are cold for the northern half of the country, especially over the next week or so. Let's take a look at those details. Looking at the National Enhanced Water Vapor Imagery, this is what it looks like from outer space as far as tracking water vapor patterns. And what this does is it helps us see the curly patterns in the water vapor in the atmosphere, the comma shapes, and that helps us identify storms in the upper levels of the atmosphere. This over here, the dark gray is dry, and the white and brighter colors are moisture. And we can see this moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. And here comes this disturbance right here over the central part of the country into Kansas and Nebraska, as this will phase with the southern branch of the jet stream. This energy down here, this moisture, and this is what's going to cause a snowstorm in the Northeast, especially as we go from Thursday night into Friday. And then it draws in a bunch of cold air behind it. In fact, Canada, right up over top here, is just frozen solid. On the infrared satellite imagery, we can see the ground is awfully cold out here, as this is negative 30 to negative 40 Celsius, so that's about negative 15, negative 20, and that's the ground temperature. The air above that is going to be colder because the ground lags behind the air temperature. So this is just brutal over here, as the polar low is currently located over top of the Hudson Bay. Here comes our moisture, and here's what our disturbance looks like on enhanced satellite imagery. Nice over Texas and the desert Southwest and also California. They've been dry so far this year. Fire danger out there. This wintertime is normally the wet season for them, and they have not been getting it. And also, we're looking at a series of disturbances moving across Seattle and bringing that area out there, rain. In fact, we see 45 degrees right now, overcast and rain out there in Seattle. How warm is it in the desert Southwest? Well, we have 70 out here in parts of Arizona, and we have the 70s across Southern California and 60s along the coast, and we have 40s across here in this area in Dallas and the 50s in the Panhandle out here. Up in the northern Great Plains is where all the frigid chill is right now. Negative 14 here in South Dakota, Aberdeen, and it looks like we're minus 21 up here just north of Fargo, and we're also minus 20 here in Fargo itself. Currently on the U.S. surface map, this is what we're looking at here. Surface analysis with radar data here in the green. This is a snow storm here, a snow disturbance, which is showing up on radar. It's currently snowing across parts of the Midwest, especially Chicago and Michigan, and also the plains out here in northern Missouri and eastern Kansas. And this is the storm system that will phase with this moisture and give us our storm in the East Coast on Thursday night into Friday. Gosh darn it, if you want to be warm and have nice weather and take a vacation, go to southern Florida, as temperatures are in the mid-70s and right near 70 along the west coast of Florida. Right now it's rainy and it is cloudy, but it's still warm enough not to have to wear a coat or jacket down here. So if you're down here on vacation still into the new year, plan to see some clouds and plan to get wet, especially if you're in the Jacksonville area or southeastern Georgia area right now, even Wilmington, North Carolina. Temperatures are in the 40s right here, but this moisture will be moving up this way over the course of tonight and tomorrow, and will raise temperatures probably slightly. Right now, across northern New England, we have snow showers across very northern New Hampshire, northern New York State, and a series of low-pressure systems and disturbances, and also a big dome of cold air, which is entrenched over southern Canada. We can see these temperatures. Look at this, minus 26 here, minus 18, and 1 degree here. And this air will just spill across the Northeast over the next few days as this storm system here will move on out. Let's take a look at your Thursday morning. Here comes the big dip in the jet stream. This is the energy that's going to be responsible for the northeastern snowstorm. A ridge in the west, keeping things dry out here in the desert Southwest and California, and also a little bit warmer than average. However, this is a big chunk of cold air which has been spilling across the central part of the United States and will be responsible for the East Coast snowstorm. Very, very cold across the central plains as temperatures across the Dakotas and Minnesota are going to remain negative. And here comes the storm system into Friday morning in the Northeast. It's going to be a quick mover, but most of New England is going to see snow. And since it's going to be slightly on the edge of freezing, we're going to see a wet snow, type of snow that you can build snowmen with in the eastern part of the northeastern United States. As you get more interior, you can see more powdery type snow, which will be harder to make snowballs and snowmen with. And here is the storm system right here. It's developing Thursday night into Friday, and this skates off into the North Atlantic quickly. And let's take it into your Saturday here. During the day, this storm system is gone, and here comes this big dome of cold air. Here's the polar vortex right here. This bubble is very, very cold Arctic air spilling down into the central part of the United States. And into Sunday, into Monday morning, we could see record low temperatures across the northern plains, probably 30 below zero at least. This is a conservative estimate for the cold that's going to be across the northern Great Plains and also the northern Midwest on Monday morning as everybody wakes up. Again, another New England snowstorm on Monday. We'll keep you posted on that and what the latest developments are with that system as well. And windy situation. The winds pick up Monday as this storm system moves off into the northeastern Canadian Maritimes. And let's take it into your Tuesday of next week. Still continued very, very cold. And the cold dips all the way down into Texas and even Mexico. That just gives you an idea how cold we're going to be starting off the new week. All the way down to the Gulf Coast is where the cold goes down to on Tuesday morning of next week. And if you're in Florida, especially the northern panhandle part, expect to have some cold snaps if you're trying to escape the cold. It's going to follow you down there and nip at your heels because that is where the cold air is going to end up eventually with this Arctic outbreak. Take it into next week, into Wednesday morning. Here's a big Arctic high pressure system over the eastern part of the United States. The whole country is just cold, cold. Another piece of energy exiting off the northeast. Probably bring some flurries or some snow showers. Can't rule those out. This is the type of pattern when it's really cold that you're going to see flurries every day, especially in the northeast, east of the Great Lakes as you're downwind of those, and remaining cold. So once this system moves off into the Canadian Maritimes tomorrow night into Friday in the northeast, and the whole country, the whole northern half of the country just gets cold. If you want to escape it, the southern tip of Florida, Orlando, and south is the place to go because even out in the Southern California, it's in the 60s, but down here it's going to be 80 degrees. So that's how you're going to escape. As always, thank you for choosing Weather Ranger. Check into weatherranger.com and create your free trial membership, as it's a lot of good stuff on there and advertisement free. And keep it tuned right here for the latest, and we will brief you on any upcoming major snowstorms. I'm currently watching the one on Monday. Have a good day.